Hi students, welcome to editorial analysis of Vijayata IAS Academy. In today's editorial in the Hindu newspaper, there is an article related to economy that is explaining about the global stagflation risk. This particular item you can link to GS3 syllabus, effects of liberalization on the Indian economy. Here you can see how the developments at a global level will have impact on Indian economy. Here this article is written in the context of growing war between Russia and Ukraine. Due to the tensions between Russia and Ukraine, first economic crisis starts near Eastern European countries, then it spread to other European countries and finally to the global level. The article is highlighting in this particular sequence, and also it is saying or highlighting the scenarios that are there in front of Indian government. Let us see the contents of this particular article. Here it is focusing on economic costs of the Russia's invasion of Ukraine. As you know, war is going on and this will have economic costs on entire global level. Direct impact on Eastern Europe. This is the first direct impact due to this war, and also it is highlighting that it is threatening to stall the shaky global recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. For the last 2 years, entire economy of the globe came to standstill due to COVID-19 pandemic. Now, entire world economy is on the recovery path. However, due to this tension, now this war is threatening to stall the shaky global recovery. Financial sanctions imposed on Russia by US and its Western allies, it will have consequences on the global economy. And it has direct impact on Russian economy. Here example is given. The value of ruble plunged more than 60% against the dollar. The Russian economy will take a lot of impact due to this particular war. It is affecting the supply chain as well, because many countries are having relations with the Russian economy. Russia exports to other countries also. Russia imports certain goods from outside world. Now whatever exports that are coming from Russia, now they are going to be stopped due to sanctions. Now the countries or economies which are depending on Russian imports, their economy is now going to face a lot of impact, because this will disrupt the complete supply chain of some countries are importing the raw material from Russia. For example, Russia's main export item is gas and oil. This is the raw material which is essential for running industries across the globe. Western European countries or European countries are importing this raw material. Now this raw material supply is in disruption. Now either they have to take the shock or they have to look for other alternatives. That is why this will disrupt entire supply chain of raw material and entire production cycle. The prices of several key commodities are already soaring. Food articles, metals, most crucially crude oil and gas. On all these sectors, the prices are increasing due to this disruption of supply. Brent crude oil surged to a high note not seen since July 2008. In 2008 there was recession in the global economy, and it was one of the very severe shocks for the global economy. Since that time, we have not seen the rising of oil prices till now. But now once again, world is going to see that shock once again. Now it will have effect on not only European economy but entire world economy. Here particularly this article is focusing on prices of natural gas. It also has risen. Gas supplies from Russia could be hit. Two reasons. One is European nations will agree to the US proposal to shut the tap on Russian energy exports, or by retaliatory sanctions by Moscow. Russia also may retaliate by these sanctions. Either Russia itself will stop the export of natural gas to the European countries, or European nations they may stop importing from Russian economy due to growing pressure from USA. Russia supplies Europe about 40% of its gas requirements. Now you can see the kind of dependence East Western European countries or European countries are having on Russia. Now Russia, if it supplies, if it stops the supply, no doubt Russian economy is going to disrupt. Russian economy is going to take a lot of hit, but at the same time, European economies also will collapse. High electricity costs in the countries comprising the Eurozone skyrocketing. Already you can see the rise of the commodities or rise of services, rise of prices in the services like electricity. Transportation now, crude oil price will increase, transportation charges will increase, electricity charges, and it will affect every product or every service in the economy. It hits consumers also, it hits business people, it hits factories. Rise prices are possibly temporarily shut operations. Now factories and businesses either they raise the prices to cope with the situation, or if they cannot handle the situation they may shut the operations temporarily also. Now if any factory or industry shuts its operation, it will have impact on employment. Now employment, if there is high unemployment in the economy, now it will have its own consequences on Indian social system and world social system and world economic system. IMF also projecting the consequences of this global war. In January, it has given global growth in 2022 4.4%, citing the Omicron variant due to COVID-19 pandemic. Now this in January itself it has cut to 4.4%. Now on March 5 again it's warned that the war in Ukraine posed grave risks to the global recovery. Just now after COVID-19, global economy is on recovery path. Now due to this tension, once again the recovery is going to stop. Once again the global economy is going to take a hit. When it comes to India, in India also analysts are projecting for the crude oil $180 to $200 at the world level, but now it will have impact on Indian economy as well. RBI researchers they have done a research the relationship between increase in oil prices and inflation on a paper, that is the impact of crude price shock on India's current account deficit, inflation, fiscal deficit. This research paper is trying to analyze the impact of rising crude oil prices and the impact of this rise on current account deficit, inflation and fiscal deficit. According to this research paper, they were saying for every $10 increase in price of crude oil, 49 basis points or nearly 0.5% of inflation will increase. Or government's fiscal deficit will increase if decided to absorb the entire oil price shock. Suppose it is saying that already it has done its research at the oil from $65 level. Now it is almost double now. Now it is saying that if $75, if barrel is $75, inflation will rise 0.5%. If it is $85, then 1% will be there. Now likewise, if 4% inflation is there means now it will become 8% or 10% of inflation for if there is a huge rise in oil prices. Now already the oil prices are reaching $130 and $140. Now this shows the coming danger for India's economy. Here this is why it is saying that global stagflation risk. Stagflation means it is a scenario where with respect to growth, here stagnation. With respect to inflation, it will increase the inflation. So inflation will increase. Growth, if we take the growth, it leads to stagflation. Stagnation means here no additional production in economy, and gradually it lead to unemployment also. Unemployment plus inflation, this is very dangerous condition for any economy, because due to unemployment, people do not have savings in them. If there is no saving, it becomes difficult to purchase in the economy. At the same time, in the market, the prices of commodities are also increasing every day. Now it will pose serious danger for economy. It will further increase the unemployment, and finally it will lead to law and order situation also, because it will create a huge burden on the existing governments. They look for alternatives and they try to create law and order problem as well. This is the situation or danger world is at now. Now India also not exception. India's policy makers face a tough choice: either bear the cost of lower revenue by cutting fuel taxes, or risk both faster inflation and slower growth. This is the situation of stagflation. On one side, prices will increase, on the other side, growth will not take place. It will lead to unemployment, more unemployment, and higher prices in the market. Then it's a dangerous condition. Now, whatever oil prices are increasing, if those oil prices should not be put burden on people, means government should take care of this increase in oil prices. But if government takes all the increase in oil prices, it will increase the fiscal deficit. Now whatever fiscal deficit targets that are projected in economic survey and the union budget, now they are going to be deferred. It will have impact for next policy making. So this is the situation at the moment due to growing war between Russia and Ukraine. Now entire world, just now it is recovering from the shock of COVID-19 pandemic. Now once again, world economy is at risk of stagflation. So this is about this particular editorial. Thank you.